Gender and human rights. Women's rights are human rights. When we talk about human rights, we should not forget that human rights are meant for all human beings. That includes women too. Human rights are the rights that all human beings are entitled to, men and women, and children too. These rights have been formally promoted and protected through domestic law and international law after the introduction of Universal Declaration of Human Rights in 1948. So, as you know, in 1948, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights was presented. It was accepted and ratified by all nations. जिसका मतलब ये है कि एक इंटरनेशनल लेवल के ऊपर इंसानी हकूक़ का एक ज़ाब्ता करार दिया गया और जिसके साथ तमाम ममालिक ने कहा कि हम इसका साथ देंगे और हम इसको अपनाएंगे और अपने मुल्क में इसकी हम इम्प्लीमेंटेशन करेंगे, जिसका मतलब है कि तमाम अवाम को, मर्दों ख़वातीन को ये हकूक़ दिए जाएंगे. Even prior to that, in 1945 the UN Charter had declared that men and women had to be treated as equals. According to Article 1 of the Charter, one of its purposes was that to achieve international cooperation in solving international problems of economic, social, cultural, or humanitarian character, and in promoting and encouraging respect for human rights and for fundamental freedoms for all without distinction as to race, sex, language और religion. हम देखते हैं कि 1948 में जो डिक्लेरेशन आया उससे पहले भी जब इंसानी हकूक़ का चार्टर हमारे सामने आया तो उसमें ये बात करार दी गई कि यह तमाम चीज़ें, तमाम ज़ाब्ते, तमाम हकूक़ तमाम इंसानों के लिए हैं बिला तफरीक, खा वो तफरीक उनसी जेंडर की बुनियाद पे हो या रीजन या बैकग्राउंड या ज़ुबान, किसी भी बुनियाद पर उन सब के साथ मुसावी सलूक किया जाना चाहिए. So, promoting human rights, when the Charter said promoting human rights for all, it implies gender equity. जब हम ये कहेंगे कि तमाम इंसानों को बराबर हकूक़ दिए जाएं, तमाम के साथ एक सा सलूक किया जाए, तो दरअसल हम जेंडर एक्विटी की बात कर रहे हैं और जेंडर इक्वालिटी की बात कर रहे हैं. अ फंडामेंटल प्रिंसिपल, इसको अगर हम देखें तो इट्स अ फंडामेंटल प्रिंसिपल ऑफ द चार्टर equal rights of men and women, and that protection and promotion of women's human rights is the responsibility of all states. So it was declared that all men and women have equal rights, and it is the responsibility of all states to give these rights to their citizens. Therefore, we see that women's social and cultural rights, which include various rights such as the right to education, the right to work, the right to form trade unions, the right to an adequate standard of living, the right to health, the right relating to marriage, maternity and child protection, and rights pertaining to culture and science, these have to be provided. United Nations member states adopted the Declaration on the Elimination of Discrimination against Women in 1967. Now, this was another milestone event. After the Charter and the Declaration, this was a new development. The Declaration states that discrimination against women is an offense against human dignity. यानी अगर हम औरतों को वो एहतराम नहीं देंगे, वो मुकाम नहीं देंगे, तो दर हकीकत हम ह्यूमन डिग्निटी की भी तौहीन कर रहे होंगे. The states, that is all states, were called on to abolish existing laws, customs, regulations and practices which are discriminatory against women, and to establish adequate legal protection for equal rights of men and women. So, it had to be ensured that men and women had equal rights. So, we see that throughout the agenda had been supporting women and supporting women's rights. In 1979, another major development took place. The Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination against Women was adopted by the General Assembly. The nature and meaning of sex-based discrimination has been articulated in the convention. अब ये कन्वेंशन जो है इसको एक बहुत अहम हैसियत हासिल है जब हम औरतों के हकूक़ की बात करते हैं और उनकी प्रोटेक्शन की बात करते हैं. इस कन्वेंशन के दरमियान ख़वातीन के ख़िलाफ़ होने वाली डिस्क्रिमिनेशन को वाज़े तौर पर उसका तज़किरा किया गया है. It lays out state obligations to eliminate discrimination and achieve substantive equality. यानी जो मुख्तलिफ़ रियासतें हैं या मुख्तलिफ़ ममालिक हैं, ये उनकी ज़िम्मेदारी है कि औरतों के ख़िलाफ़ डिस्क्रिमिनेशन का ख़ात्मा करें और अपने शहरियों के दरमियान मर्दों ख़वातीन के दरमियान एक बराबरी का और एक मुसावियाना सलूक रवा रखें. Then it is said that civil and political rights as well as economic, social and cultural rights are covered by the convention. It covers all of these. So therefore, rights to vote, to participate in public life, to acquire, change or retain one's nationality, equality before the law and freedom of movement. Women should have these rights. Also, rights to education, work, health and other similar rights. Women should be availing these rights. Many other similar steps have been taken by various nations, various places. However, we see that, ideally speaking, the ultimate goal had not been achieved. In spite of UN initiatives and the commitments of member nations, we see that millions of women still do not enjoy their rights in many parts of the world. It is stated that laws and policies prohibit women from equal access to land, property and housing. Economic and social discrimination results in fewer and poorer life choices for women, rendering them vulnerable to trafficking. Gender-based violence affects at least 30% of women globally. Women are denied their sexual and reproductive health rights. And also, women human rights defenders are ostracized by their communities and seen as a threat to religion, honor or culture. Women's crucial role in peace and security is often overlooked, as are the particular risks they face in conflict. So ये हमने एक कोटेशन देखी UN के डॉक्यूमेंट्स में से जिसमें उन्होंने पूरा तज्जिया किया और एक तहकीक की. तो उसके बाद ये नज़र आया कि बहुत सी जगहों पर बहुत सी ऐसी रुकावटें हैं जिनके बायस ख़वातीन को उनके हकूक़ नहीं मिल पाते. माशरे की वजह से, मुआशी निज़ाम की वजह से, जो तरीक़ाकार अपनाया जाता है, जो माशरे का रवैया है उन लोगों की जानिब जो कि ख़वातीन के हकूक़ के लिए आवाज़ बुलंद करते हैं, इनमें बहुत से ऐसे मसाइल दरपेश होते हैं जिसकी वजह से ख़वातीन शायद अपने वो हकूक़ हासिल नहीं कर पाती या माशरा और या रियासत उनको वो हकूक़ नहीं दे पाती जिनकी वो हकदार हैं. So there is a need to create awareness that all human rights are women's rights too. Women's rights are human rights and human rights are women's rights. In order to maintain harmony and balance in the society, all citizens should enjoy the same rights, the same liberties and the same freedoms, no matter what their gender is. At the same time, we also need to identify women who are deprived of their rights, those segments of population which are deprived, especially women. क्योंकि अगर हम ऐसा कर पाएंगे और हम ऐसी ख़वातीन को की शनाख्त कर पाएंगे जिनको किसी भी वजह से उनके हकूक़ नहीं मिल रहे या उनके साथ किसी भी किस्म की ज़्यादती हो रही है, तो फिर यही एक तरीका है कि उनको हम उनकी शनाख्त करें, उन तक हम पहुँचें, उनके मसाइल का हल करें और कोशिश करें कि कानून के दायरे में रहते हुए हम उनके हकूक़ फराहम करें जिसकी वो हकदार हैं.